Hi everyone, welcome back. Here's another battle video I played. Here's another battle video of a game I played. Do you remember a few videos ago when I played against the guy with the ReshiBoar deck? Well, playing him again. As you can see there, I have brand new sleeves. Well, let's see. I bought these sleeves in anticipation of the League Challenge, but I, like the genius I am, double booked myself. So I had an appointment the day of League Challenge that lasted about 5 minutes, and I just could not get out of it. So that was so not fun. But anyway, so that I really do love these sleeves. These have Rayquaza, Garchomp, and I don't remember what the last one is on the back, but Pokemon has not come up with official sleeves in a while. I mean, outside of the sleeves that they put in the Genesect box. But anyway, so here I'm playing against ReshiBoar, and I start out with my beautiful Full Art Keldeo. Not the best start for a Darkrai deck, but you know, what can you do? My opponent sees it and he immediately thinks that I'm playing a Blastoise deck of some kind, and he's like, oh, well, I'm screwed. So he goes first. He uses, I think, an Ultra Ball to put a Tepig on the bench. Definitely good to start getting those Tepigs in play. And you'll probably see that the length of the video is 41 minutes long or so. And that is because we played 3 games. We decided that the first game was too easily won, so we decided on a rematch. And the second one was too easily won, so we decided on a rematch then. The third one was way closer than the first two. So if you really want to just fast forward to the third game, that's where all the excitement comes up. But anyway, so he passes. I play a laser and manage to put him to sleep. That won't do any good, really. And I attach to Keldeo and play Professor Juniper, get rid of a lot of stuff I really do not want to, including another Professor Juniper, but sometimes that's just what you gotta do. And it looks like I did not even pick a Pokemon I did not even draw a Pokemon. I did draw an Ultra Ball, though. That is the Golden Ultra Ball from Plasma Freeze. I'm very happy to have it. I discard 2 Dark Energy. Probably going to get a Sableye here. No, I probably will want a Darkrai because I need to retreat that Keldeo. I don't remember what I go for here. And I also apologize that the camera angle's a little off. That is my fault entirely. Just because when I set the camera up, I really do not have a good idea of how the battlefield will look, or battlefield. I don't know what you call it, but I do not have a good idea of what it'll look like on the board. So I just set it up and hope for the best usually. Usually it works out pretty well, but as you can see, this game it did not. I end up going for Sableye here. And I could look... I have several... I had 2 Energy Search, a Dark Patch, and a Bicycle, so I go for an Energy Search here, and I have plenty of energy in my deck, but I do not actually have to pick any of them out of the deck. Since the deck is private knowledge, and you can Energy Search and choose not to get anything if there is something there. So I decide not to get anything, then I Bicycle for 2. I draw a Darkrai and an Energy Switch off of that. That was cool. I play Dark Patch, attach Sableye, probably going to retreat Keldeo here, and move up the Sableye. I don't want my opponent to know what else is in my hand, so I'm not going to play the Energy Search. I'm going to Junk Hunt. I definitely need a Dark Patch. And it looks like I'm going to go for a laser as well. And no, I go for Tool Scrapper. So I know that he plays Victory Piece because really most decks that play Victini EX need Victory Piece. So I want to get rid of that eventually if I can. He flips tails on sleep. He's still asleep. Not that it would do any good anyway. He doesn't have victory piece or energy in play. Plays Charon for 3. Very hard to see what's in his hand. Again, I apologize. He attaches an energy just in the off chance he'll be able to attack sometime, and passes. He flips for sleep, wakes up, takes another 1 from poison, and now it's my turn. Looks like I drew. I didn't see what I drew. I play energy search, and there are people talking to me off camera. As I've said several times before, I record these videos at League, and people really like to interact with other people while they're doing battles and stuff. Well, I think here I was trading with someone, as a matter of fact, so I was quite distracted. I was still fully in the game, don't get me wrong, it's just that the people really like to talk to me, that's all. So I attached the energy to Darkrai and played Dark Patch on Darkrai, retreat Sableye, play energy switch, take it off the Keldeo and put it on the Darkrai. Nope, going to be Sableye, because I know I might need that Keldeo later. And I'll just Night Spear for knockout, easy 2 prizes, and 30 onto the Tepig. It's now my opponent's turn. He needs to draw something, anything, to not automatically lose here. He draws a Tepig, and that's it. He doesn't have a supporter. He does not have any ways of getting more Pokemon into play. He has, I think, 4 energy in his hand of 6. Things are not going well for him right now, so he passes. I draw another energy, so I attach that to Sableye, and I probably am just going to Night Spear for knockout. No, I hand my trade my 10 full of cards for trade over behind the camera, and then I Night Spear for knockout, and 30 to the bench Tepig, which is now the active Tepig, and my opponent has nothing in his hand to save him. He places another energy on Tepig and passes. And I have won the game. Actually, I play in just for the heck of it. But I have won because there's no Pokemon left in play. Night Spear will knock out Tepig, no problemo. So this was an easy first game. Lasted maybe 3 minutes from start to finish. And, well, this is why we decided to play again, because that was way too easy. My draws were way more lucky than his. So, my computer search was prized, but as you can see, I didn't really need it. We decided to play again. And as I said, the second one also went really, really quickly. It was a really easy win for the person who did win. But we decided to play again, and let's see. Let's talk about the X and Y set. It was released in Japan today, the day I record this, and the leaks were posted on PokeBeach and Bulbapedia a few days ago, maybe just yesterday, I don't know. Honestly, I love the new holo effect. It looks awesome. I am a big fan of it. Way better than the black and white holos. I'm sure a lot of you would agree with me on that. Let's see. I think my favorite Pokemon in that new set is, I don't even know. Amoga EX looks cute, even if it does kind of suck as an EX. Skarmory looks, its attacks are awesome. And since it's a steel type, it would really tack well into Kling Kling decks. Let's see. Red card is going to be a troll because it's just an item card. You play it and your opponent shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck and then draws 4 cards. That will really set them back a lot. So that will be a really, that'll be a card that people tack into their decks a lot. Again, it's an item, so it wouldn't even count as your supporter for the turn. You could play that to reduce their hand, and then play, say, Juniper to put more cards in your hand. Or conversely, you could play N first to get their hand up to 6, or, you know, whatever, and then play the red card to bring it back down to 4. So, red card will definitely be a card that a bunch of people tech in. I can see very few downsides to it as of right now. I've been wrong before, but it really, really looks OP, let's just put it that way. I was a bit intrigued by Gourgeist, the pumpkin Pokemon. It has an attack, put damage counters on both yours, no, on each active Pokemon until there's only 10 HP left. Pretty much just the same as Raticate, except it has a few drawbacks. When I first read it, I thought it said the opponent's active Pokemon, so I was like, use that attack and play a laser, and that's an easy knockout. But then took another look at it, both yours and your opponent's, not really seeing how you could really make that work. Unfortunately. I thought, but still, just the thought that taking a prize that easily, a guaranteed prize that easily, that's quite something. So we're all set up. Second game. He goes first again. I have a slightly better startup, but then again, so does he. He has a Mewtwo EX out front. All he needs is a double colorless energy and he's ready to go. Or 2 fire energy. I don't believe he plays double colorless energy in this deck. And regardless, he cannot attack first turn anyway. I start out with a Sableye as my active and Darkrai on the bench, much better than a Keldeo active and nothing else. Although, again, the luck of the draw last game determined, it really helps me get turn 3 Darkrai pretty much, despite not having it turn 1. Let's see, looks like I'm going to play Ultra Ball? No, yeah, that was Ultra Ball. I think I discarded my Dark Patch instead of a Dark Energy there like I was supposed to. So I asked if I can switch that out. He's like, sure, go ahead. So, probably going to go for another Darkrai here. Yep. I have completely finished this deck. I have no proxies in it anymore. When X and Y comes out, that'll definitely change it. I'm kind of interested in seeing if Veltal EX will work well with this deck. At any rate, I could definitely see Red Card being used, and maybe some of the other trainers as well. I didn't give them much thought because Red Card just blew my mind when I read it. To the point where I could not even pay attention to anything else. So I play my Professor Juniper there. I was hoping to get an energy on Sableye after that, but it looks like I wasn't able to draw into an energy. I just Dark Patched onto the Darkrai, and I still have an energy attachment for the turn, but I do not have an energy to attach to Sableye. So I'm going to computer search for one. I get rid of the Enhanced Hammer again. I don't believe he plays double colorless energy, and thus probably no special energy at all. I forgot what the other one was. I know I saw it, it just slipped my mind because I've been talking. Anyway, so I think I went for the energy here, of all things. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have discarded that Mr. Mime. Wait, did I discard the Mr. Mime? I think I might have discarded Mr. Mime with the Ultra Ball. Okay then. Perfect, because my bench does not need shielded. So I attach that energy from Computer Search to Sableye, and then I use Junk Hunt to get back Computer Search, and so many things to go after here, but I decide to go after the energy switch. Now it's my opponent's turn. He draws, plays down another Reshiram. Beautiful full art from Radiant Collection. That really is a beautiful card. He plays his own Hypnotoxic Laser against me, so now I am poisoned. Since I don't have a second poison counter, I just put the burn counter on instead. I know I should probably hold 2 poisons, but oh well. So here I'm looking through a bunch of cards that someone traded me for a few of my own. And I don't really have many big cards for trade. Most of my cards that are for trade are like non-holo rares. I have a few holos here and there, but they're all ones that everyone has anyway. So I'm always happy when I can just make a simple trade because as most people know, I'm going after a master set of 1 card from every English set ever produced. And it's quite the task. So anytime I get new cards, and I'm over halfway there, anytime I get new cards that I don't have before, I am more than happy to go after it. So I use my computer search here. I go after, was that another dark energy? Yes, it was. Uh, Honestly, I don't think computer search was meant to go after dark energy over and over. But that's what I end up doing. Excuse me. And I use energy switch, move darkness from Sableye to Darkrai, and bicycle for 4, hoping to get a supporter here. Looks like I hit the random receiver, so I definitely got a supporter, even though I still don't know what it is. We're going to find out. And it looks like it was a Professor Juniper. That probably is the better card for me right now. I saw my opponent did not play a supporter last turn. He played 1 laser and passed. So even though it looked like it was going to be a good start, it was not to be, because it looks like actually, it is the case that I have a fully set up Darkrai, and after he takes poison in between turns, he will be knocked out. And I'll put another 30 somewhere, probably on a Reshiram. No, I go after Tepig. Now, I believe Tepig has 70 HP, which makes it extremely annoying to knock out, because most attacks do like 30. Very few, I think, do 40, and the ones that do not target the bench. So it's extremely annoying to knock out Tepig, because it's just like barely out of range for Night Spear just to get it on the bench. So, okay, he played a laser, not only poisoned me, but put me to sleep. That'll help him out a lot. And I am still asleep. Unfortunately, I think I have a Ultra Ball here, and if not, I have a Juniper. I'm going to play that. Yep. Play a Juniper, get rid of a lot of stuff there, but a bunch of Dark Energy went to the discard pile, which is exactly what I want. I think I was hoping for an Ultra Ball here. Did I get it? No, I attached a Dark Claw to Darkrai, and probably going to want it. Oh, I did get the Ultra Ball, the gold Ultra Ball again. So I can definitely go after Keldeo here. I have a Dark Energy in my hand. Do not want to give that up, because Dark Patch only works for Darkness Pokemon, Dark type Pokemon on the bench. So I go after Keldeo. Exactly. I can just attach energy to it, rush in to get rid of the poison, and sleep and retreat for free. So it's almost like getting up the status condition of Darkrai with the only drawback being you cannot retreat anymore. And really, that's fine. This deck is built to handle situations like this. I play my own laser. Actually, I don't know why I even did that, because I had a Dark Claw on. Oh, Reshiram has 130 HP, not 110. I get it. So after the Dark Claw and the 30 from Verbank Laser, I just took another prize. And my opponent is screwed once again. And both of us felt like right here the game was going extremely in my favor, simply because of luck of the draw. He's not played a single supporter this entire game, and there's nothing he could do. So he passes. I play another laser, put a Darkrai on the bench, and Night Spear knock out Reshiram and put 30 on Pignite. Now it has evolved into a Pignite. And I am down to 2 prizes. I think right now he's just trying to figure out what he can do. Anyway, let's see. He is going to... I am going to pick up some cards and give them back. I don't know what I was doing there. Anyway, my turn. Attach another dark energy to Darkrai. I'm going to retreat for free because I can. Energy switch to Darkrai. And Night Spear knock out this Tepig. Probably put 30 on Reshiram, because I need to knock that out in one hit. next time. And after this, I'll be down to one prize. See, we're barely 20 minutes into the video. Halfway done with the video. That tells you, one, that the third match will be quite long, which means that it'll probably be a bit more fair. And two, two complete battles within 20 minutes. That indicates that it is an extremely one-sided battle. Simply because games are meant, they're not meant, but they tend to draw out for at least 20 minutes. I know at League Challenge now the rule is 30 minutes plus 3 turns. Most people are done within 30 minutes, but there are, I'd say maybe 10% that aren't done within 30 minutes. And those are competitive decks. And these are competitive decks that we're both using. ReshiBoar is, I wouldn't call it tier 1, but it's still pretty darn good. It has the same basic principle as Keldeo, just power up fire-type Pokemon to do a lot of damage. And that's the basic premise to it. People don't run it because Keldeo decks exist, or Blastoise decks in general, but yeah. So I'm just trying to look at the camera here to see how much battery life is left, and it tells me that there's about 20 minutes worth of battery life, and we decided to go after one more game. So, but yeah, so if you were trying to fast forward, trying to find the point where the third battle begins, now is where you should end up. If somebody would be so kind as to say that 22 minutes in is where the third and best battle begins, if somebody could leave that in the comments, then I would really appreciate it. So, let's see. He did tell me that the biggest part of his deck that he was missing is N. And it's not that he couldn't afford it, it's just he'd rather trade for it or obtain it some way other than eBay. And most people who have N run them in their deck and don't really have extras. And that would include myself. But, you know, N is not an expensive card, it's just a powerful card. So people like to hoard them a lot. If they have 4N but they don't run them in their deck, they do not like to give that up because you never know when you're going to build a deck where you need N. And really, I can't think of too many decks right now that don't use N. Excuse me. So, here begins our third match. Hopefully. Hopefully neither of us will mulligan here. And looks like I did not. Neither did he. Perfect. We're going to have a really good start here. So, let's see. With the X and Y set, I think my favorite card overall in terms of beauty is Xerneas EX Full Art. I mean, if you guys have seen that thing, you know it's pretty beautiful. It's a fairy type card, so it has a pink background, but still, pink really works well with Xerneas. I cannot think of how else to describe it other than I just think it's the prettiest card in the set. So, now he opens up with his Reshiram from Legendary Treasures, which I had not seen him play at all, so I was a bit surprised. Does the exact same thing as that Full Art Reshiram, it's just different art. I don't know if it's better art, it's quite different, and I like both arts equally, I think. So, I'm not angry here by making these gestures, by the way. We're joking about something, and I was just being dramatic, in case anyone was wondering. So he goes Ultra Ball, and he goes for the Emboar, which tells me he probably has Rare Candy for next turn, so if I have an in, I'd better use it. As you can see, I start out with a lone Darkrai, and a Darkrai on its own is very vulnerable, so I need to get Pokemon in play as soon as I can. Preferably Sableye so I can start using Junk Hunt early on, but, you know, just about anything would do. I'd even take a Mr. Mime, to be honest. Just so long as there's something there that I can use in case Darkrai gets in trouble. Looks like I did not bench the Mr. Mime, actually, because I know that it's useless in this matchup. And I think here I was actually contemplating benching it, but I decided not to. I just play a laser. Do not put it to sleep, the Reshiram. As you can see, this is already a much fairer battle. He's 1 energy away from attacking, and the more poison adds up, the more damage he does. I play Mr. Mime so I get more out of Bicycle, or just so I can play Bicycle, period. And out of the Bicycle, I draw a random receiver. And the first card from that random receiver was in. Since it's the only support in my hand, I am going to use it so I don't bother shuffling my deck. And in was really the supporter I needed there, because I know he has an Embor in his hand, at least, and because he went for Embor right away, that means he probably has the rare candy. So I need to disrupt his hand as quickly as possible. Plus, this will help me out since I had Squat. I'll be able to get a fresh 6 cards, hopefully 6 different cards than I had before, and hopefully there will be something there that I can put on the bench, start powering up, or at least use for support for my turn here. So I draw my 6 cards, he draws his 6 cards. I got a Dark Energy, oh, and an Ultra Ball, good. It looks like I got another Ultra Ball, a Catcher, and a Laser, so this actually is not that bad of a hand. I'm going to discard the Ultra Ball and a Dark Energy with the Ultra Ball. I go after Sableye. Excuse me. So, and put Sableye on the bench. I've already attached for this turn, so I cannot retreat and attach to Sableye. I don't have an energy switch in my hand, otherwise I probably would use that even though it is a risk. Because if Sableye gets knocked out in one hit, that's the only energy in play and it gets knocked out. But I would still do it just so I could use Junk Hunt. But I do not have the chance to do that, so I pass. Reshiram takes 10 from Poison, and he attaches an Eviolite to it. That is going to hurt. He evolves his Tepig into Pignite, plays his Mewtwo EX. He's having a good turn. And right about now, I actually don't feel so good about how this game is turning out in comparison to the last two. Whereas I won easily the last 2 games, it looks like he's going to win easily this game. Which is fine with me. I mean, it evens things up, but still, I was hoping to get at least one good, close game out of this day. I did record several other videos, but I completely swept my opponents in those, so I'm not going to post them. But he plays Colress and gets 4 cards. I don't think those were the 4 cards he was hoping for. I don't know what he got, but it did not look good if nothing's happening. So after repositioning the camera to get a better look at the field, so now it's actually crooked. At least even if it was out of frame earlier, at least it was straight. Now it's in frame but crooked. I guess can't have everything. So he passes, takes 10 from Poison, ends his turn. Well, passes, ends his turn, you know. So I retreat into Sableye, attach an energy to Sableye. Looks like I'm going to just Junk Hunt. I have a Laser and a Catcher and a Sableye in my hand. I could potentially bring up his Pignite and laser it, but I like Reshiram slowly dwindling down here. It gives me happiness. So I just Junk Hunt here. I go for an Ultra Ball and something else. And he evolves his Pignite into Embor. And he puts a Minccino on the bench. I had not seen the Minccino earlier, so I pretty much guessed he ran the Silk Coat Chinchino. I call it the Trollchino. A bunch of people call it Chin Troll, but pretty much Smooth Coat is an ability. If Chinchino is attacked, flip a coin. If heads, prevent all damage and effects from that attack. Over a year ago, I ran a quadruple Chinchino deck. Just 4 Minccino, 4 Chinchino, and the rest of it trainer and supporter and energy. It was fun, but since it requires a coin flip, statistically 50% of the time, it's going to die. and its attack really isn't that powerful either. For 3 energy, it does 50 damage first turn, 100 damage each subsequent turn. Not really the best attack. And plus, if it gets put onto the bench for some reason, then it gets reset back down to 50. The ability is nice, but it's just not practical. If it didn't require a coin flip, of course, it would probably be a banned card or something. But anyway, so a lot happened while I was talking. He knocked out my Sableye, promoted my Mr. Mime, used Ultra Ball to get a Darkrai, which is where we're at now, after playing a Keldeo on the bench. So, all I need to do is attach to the Mr. Mime, and it can retreat for free, but I don't know what I would go into instead. Play Bicycle here, put down a Verbank to add poison to his Reshiram, and attach a Dark Claw to Darkrai, and play Professor Juniper, discard a Professor Juniper. Again, situation where I used Juniper to discard Juniper, but that was the better option than simply not playing a supporter. I attached to Darkrai, play a Dark Patch attached to the Darkrai with energy already on it, play Energy Switch to put that energy from Mr. Mime onto Darkrai, and now I can actually knock out that Reshiram. Even though it has an Eviolite, I have a Dark Claw, so it will do 90. It wouldn't matter anyway, it is way above 40 damage now. And at any rate, we're discussing it, we're like, it wouldn't matter anyway, even if I didn't have the Dark Claw, it would still get knocked out after poison. But it's still funny, you know, he runs Eviolite, I run Dark Claw. In the end, it pretty much has the exact same effect as neither of us running a tool at all. Kind of interesting situation, not that unheard of, but still, it's fun. He promotes his Mewtwo, puts Victini EX on the bench. He plays Hypnotoxic Laser, and I'll point out that he actually did take the first prize by knocking out my Sableye last turn. So now we're tied on prizes. It's now 5 prizes each. He plays his own laser, and I'm not asleep, but he does play a Tool Scrapper, which gets rid of my Dark Claw, so that's, I wouldn't call it terrible for me, but it's not fun, regardless. He uses Energy Retrieval, gets 2 Fire Energy, and using Emboar's Inferno Fandango ability, he can just attach both of them to Mewtwo right now. And he could use X-Ball for 100. No, it'll just do 80 after resistance. So, after poison, I take 110. And it's not looking that good for me right now. I drew an N. It's great to have a supporter right now, but I attach a Dark Energy to Keldeo, rush in, and retreat. In hindsight, maybe I should have just rushed in and left it there to see what I get off of my N. But I guess this all worked out, so I play Pokemon Catcher and see if it works. It does not. Drawback to playing Catcher, it only works half the time. But the half the time it does work, it's really game-changing, that's why I play it, but I think I'll start running Red Card in place of Catcher come X and Y in February. That'll be quite the troll card, I think. And plus whatever cards come out then, I'll definitely try building my deck based on what comes out. A bunch of players do that all the time anyway, I've never actually run a deck this powerful before, so I'm not used to adding things in as sets come out. Anyway, so I attached to Darkrai. I hope I attached to Darkrai and didn't use Dark Patch there. No, I hope I used Dark Patch and didn't attach, but neither of us noticed it, so I guess I must use Dark Patch. And I use Night Spear. It does 90. I do 30 to the Emboar. He attaches a Float Stone to Mewtwo. Very nice. Now he can retreat for free. Uses Energy Search to get a Fire Energy, as opposed to a Water Energy. And if I were him, I would attach it to the Victini, to be honest, because Mewtwo can do enough here to knock out Darkrai. But he's going to attach it to Mewtwo. Plays Reshiram on the bench, uses Professor Juniper. Gets rid of a Juniper himself. Now we're even, I guess. And again, I'm over there just looking through cards that have been traded to me. Most of them were duplicates, but I did get a few new ones. And if I ever get just one new one, even in a pile of 100, it was worth it. So he draws his 7 cards. Hasn't done anything yet. He's going to attach an energy to Mewtwo. He's going for overkill here, that's for sure. Not the best play, I think. But maybe he has a catcher and he's trying to use it on something. But nope, he's just going to knock out Darkrai. He's down to 3 prizes. I still have all 5. So I promote my Keldeo because it has free retreat. And I have computer search in my hand, I believe. Yep. I'm going to get rid of Tool Scrapper and a Darkness Energy. All I need is a Dark Patch here. And my Darkrai is set to knock that Mewtwo out. And honestly, I don't know why he played 2 Fire Energy onto the Mewtwo. It would have been better to just play them anywhere else on the bench. Victini, Reshiram, even Minccino for when it evolves. But he just decided to go for the... he just decided to power up Mewtwo for the overkill, I guess. So I promote my Darkrai, play Random Receiver, get a Juniper. Definitely the card I wanted here, because I don't believe I even have a hand. So I just play Juniper, discard nothing, draw 7 cards. Yep. So I think N would have been good too, because I have 5 prizes and he has 3. So I could have gotten 5 cards there and he would have only gotten 3. But at any rate, Juniper works just as well. It gets me a bunch of cards that I didn't have before. Among them was an Ultra Ball. I think I would go for my 3rd Darkrai here. One of them is in the discard pile. One of them is active. That means I have 1 left, and it's not in my deck. Oh. It is in the prizes. So, I need to draw my 3rd Darkrai from the prizes before this one gets knocked out, or else I'm in serious trouble. I mean, I really don't have an attacker. So, Night Spear for knockout, and I draw a Sableye and a Dark Patch, not Darkrai. I am in trouble. Even worse, he evolves his Minccino into Cinccino. Now I have to deal with Smoothcoat. Fun. But there's one bright side to all this. He does not have any energy in play. That being said, he could always just put energy in play thanks to Inferno Fandango. And I look at the camera and notice, we only have 5 minutes left. Actually, 3 minutes left. So, he plays a laser, poisons Darkrai. And even though we're tied on prizes and it looks like I might be in the lead here, I don't think it's the case. And there's really no clear-cut winner. And that's great, because finally we see a battle between these two decks where it's skill and not luck of the draw. So, he passes after putting his Cinccino up. Now I have to deal with that. I draw a Dark Patch. I could attach to Sableye and use Junk Hunt. Or I could play in and get us both down to 3. There's a few different things I could do here, but without my extra Darkrai in play, I need to play very strategically. I rush and retreat, get rid of poison, play another Sableye on the bench, attach Dark Energy to it. I check Cinccino to make sure that I understand how it works correctly. And I play Laser just in case he flips heads when he flips for Smoothcoat. And he has to actually flip the coin, not me. So, that's my mistake here. I actually flipped for a Smoothcoat. And right after I actually flicked it, I'm like, oh wait, and you know, you're the one who has to do it. So I flipped heads, he flipped tails. So in the end, his flip was the one that counted. So his Chinchino's knocked out. Night Spirit does exactly the amount of damage necessary. That's one more prize for me. Still no Darkrai. If I cannot win in the next few turns, I am in a bit of a situation. Afterwards, my only attackers would be Sableye, which does Confuse Ray for 10 and potentially confuses the opponent, and Keldeo, for which I would need to attach 2 more Dark Energy and do an output of 50 each turn. Actually, since I'm up against a pure fire deck, it would do 100 each turn, but still not the best prospect. I drew a laser, so I need only Night Spear, and that'll knock out Reshiram. Put 30 on Victini, and there's my last Darkrai. But it doesn't matter now because it's obvious I'm going to win. But this was a much closer game than last time. And there's not much else that goes on here. You guys can keep watching, but it's going to end in about 10 seconds. Anyway, well, I had fun playing against ReshiBoar. Hopefully I'll improve my Darkrai deck with X and Y. I will be going to the X and Y pre-release in February. Until then, this is School Circle TCG, and see you later.